Okay, this is it. Tomorrow is my first 50km ultramarathon, and I'm basically planning on turning this whole weekend into a bit of an adventure style video based around this race that I'm competing in. And my intention with it, as I mentioned in an Instagram post just over a month ago now, is that I want to show that I'm not some special example, that anyone is capable of doing things like this. I only started running 3 months ago, and it's crazy to think how much you can improve in such a short space of time when you just put in the work and the time consistently, and you recognize the discomfort and you recognize the fear, but then you decide to move through it anyway. Because on the other side of that is something that is just hugely rewarding, which you could never ever have imagined. And so I used to be 20 kilos heavier when I was 16 than I am now at age 21. I used to smoke, I used to drink, and I used to be the absolute antithesis of someone which you would consider to be sporty. So I want to get this message across that whatever your condition, whatever beliefs that you have about what you can or what you can't do, I basically want to invite people to question them and really to see how much truth is in that, because beliefs and ideas and thoughts are malleable, and you can really do anything that you want if you put your mind to it. It's such a cliche, but it's so true. Like, whether you think you can or you can't, either way you're right. That's one of my favorite quotes, because I can't tell you the amount of times where I've been doing something which I thought was out of my depth, and on the other side of it I was just like, wow, I'm so glad I did that. And this is just another example. It's just another way of pushing that boundary of the comfort zone just a little bit further along the horizon, because on the other side of it there's just something that is just ultimately hugely rewarding. And so I really want to pay that forward, like everything that I've learned with health and fitness and nutrition. Basically the future of this channel is that I want to make videos that can help people to live healthier and happier and more connected to both themselves and the environment and the rest of the world, because I think we live in a society that is very disconnected. So yeah, that went pretty deep, but yeah, let's see what we can do. Cool, so I'm going to go downstairs and make some roast potatoes. Just going to keep it nice and simple this week. Not really focusing on the cooking, just really making sure I'm as mentally and physically as prepared as possible for this race. We spent the night with a guy called Andy in a cosy off-grid cottage on the north coast of Devon. Sheltered from the blustering gales outside, we sat and talked for hours by the wood-burning stove before we got up at 4 AM to drive to the start line of the Exmoor Trail 50km race. Let's do this. Oh my god. Man, this is like probably the most foreboding weather that I could possibly imagine. Okay, so it's 5:12 AM, just on our way to the start line of this race, and it's pretty damn cold and super windy outside, which is probably a sign that there's going to be some crazy weather out there today, which is going to be pretty interesting. Okay, cool. So we just arrived here. We just pulled up at the event, and now I'm gonna go sort myself out of registration and prepare myself physically and mentally for this epic day out, and yeah, see what we can do. All right, just packing up some energy gels for some emergency sugar when I'm out on the run. Because when I'm going to be running, I don't really want to be eating like bars and stuff. I just want quick, easy, sugary energy that I can just neck into my straight into my legs. Basically, I wouldn't usually eat this kind of stuff, but it's good in a race because you just need like some sort of like quick boost of energy, basically. It's cold, man. At this point, I'm feeling vastly underprepared. I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Not really stressed, just a bit like, oh shit, this is actually happening. But, you know, I think I'd be lying if I said I wasn't like a little bit like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Like, this is unfamiliar and a little bit scary, but that's what it's all about.
What do you expect from the race?
What do I expect? I expect it to be a huge learning curve and a great opportunity to just push the boundary of my comfort zone a little bit further. I'm already out of my comfort zone, just sat shivering in this car, so I feel like there's going to be a lot to be learned from today, and it's going to be an epic adventure because I think this is what it's all about. It's about doing things that kind of scare you, intimidate you, and then you do it and you're like, oh, that actually wasn't so bad. So yeah, and also I'm excited. You know, it's great. It's a great opportunity just to test all the hard work and time that I put into training for this event, and yeah, I'm pretty excited.
What do you think is going to be the most difficult thing in the race?
The most difficult thing is probably the weather. It looks like it's going to be super windy and cold. I'm already having doubts about whether I've prepared enough for how much clothing I've brought, which is a good sign. And I mean, it's so unpredictable. Like, anything can happen, and so I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I'm just going to go into it with a good attitude and just be like, whatever happens, and I'll just do my best, because that's what you can do at the end of the day.
Do you think the biggest struggle is going to be physical or mental?
I think the biggest struggle is always mental. It's always mental. Even the physical is mental, I'd say, because you can override whatever pain you're feeling with your mind if you can kind of push through and you can kind of like root for yourself and be like, no, we got this, like, you know, then you can overcome that hurdle of the physical pain. So I definitely think the mental is always the hardest part, but it's always, if you can get that on point, then everything else just falls into place. So
why are you so calm for someone who's doing his first race and it's 50k?
What was that?
How do you stay so calm? You should be stressing out more.
Stay so calm.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's no point in stressing out. I mean, I signed up for it, you know. No one had a gun to my head to sign up for it. I was just like, yeah, this would be an opportunity to do something really cool and something that maybe people could watch and be like, oh, you know, maybe I could do that. You know, I've only been running for 3 months and I've signed up for 50k. I don't know how it's going to go. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen, but I really hope that people who say, oh, I can't run, or I can't do this, will see it and then maybe be like, oh, maybe I could do that, because I can't tell you the amount of times that I've been out running and training and had like all these doubts about like what's gonna happen, or whether, you know, whether I'm any good at running or anything like that. But it's just like, you just have to be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all in, because what have you got to lose at the end of the day?
Do you have a goal in terms of time, or do you just want to finish?
I thought about it. I was looking at the race results from last year, and some of the people were so fast, and I think I just want to finish it. I'm going to do my best and pace myself well, because that's absolutely the most important thing with long things, is that you have to make sure that you don't burn yourself out too fast. And just my main aim is just to finish it. That's the most important thing. If I can cross that finish line, then that's all that matters today. Definitely, it's starting to feel like I've thrown myself in at the deep end, but you have to start somewhere, right? So what better place to start than a 50k race?
Shoelaces have already come undone twice, so off to a pretty good start. Way in now, and I just keep reminding myself, just take one step at a time, because that's all you can ever do. With big goals, you don't want to overthink it, overconsider the distance that you're doing, because your brain will just freak out. So you just want to be like, okay, I'll just get to the next mile, the next checkpoint, and you break it up into manageable chunks, and then it just falls into place. This big, lush, green valley. It's just so amazing. Man, I'm so glad I did this. Just climbing up out of the valley now. Nearly 13 miles in, which means nearly halfway, which is great news. But just keep grinding it out a bit. It wasn't on, unfortunately. That would have been good footage, but I did, I just stacked it, and luckily, oh fuck, it's a bit tender, but it's all part of the adventure though, right? Luckily it wasn't too bad. Could have been a hell of a lot worse. I'm about 20 miles in now, 10 miles to go, and just keep reminding myself to keep moving forward no matter what, because things are a little bit tender now, especially after I took that fall, and just taking a little bit easier, especially on the more rocky terrain. And I just keep reminding myself just to get to the finish line. That's all that matters. Taking some overlook, so feeling a lot more content now that I've just had some roasted salted peanuts and some water, and also the fact that there's only 9 kilometres to go, because everything's starting to hurt a little bit now. How does it feel to be on video? Made it. Yeah.
Man,
those 2 drops that came off, we were just flying on them.
Yeah, just letting it rip on the downhills.
What happened to you?
Oh, I stacked it, man. Oh, it looks like a volcano's erupted on my knee.
I was running and I caught my foot on this rock that was just sticking out, and I just stacked it and fly in like. And it's funny, I landed on this knee like a week ago, and I was telling you about it. I smashed like my whole side up and my phone, and I just done it again. Lucky without the phone. Phone's okay. Fuck me.
Mate, this is going to be the best banana of my life. Ever. Victory banana. Dude.
How was it?
Nailed it. Yeah, oh mate, it was epic. It was definitely one of the toughest things that I've done. But like, it just makes you realise like when you're out there and you're like suffering and you're in pain and you're like just thinking, oh god, like where's the end? Where's the finish line? But oh yes, you got the flapjacks. Oh, I have one question to ask. Do these have dairy in by any chance?
No, they don't.
Oh, you're an angel. You're an absolute angel. Thank you so much.
They are vegan.
Yes, that's like music to my ears. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Okay, sorted. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying when you're out there and you're suffering and you're just like, oh, when is this going to be over? But as long as you keep your legs turning, as long as you keep moving forward, that's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter how much your mind is like, oh no, I wanna stop. As long as you keep moving, that's the only thing that matters. So yeah, even if you fall and end up having an eruption on your knee, it's just a little bit of just another obstacle to overcome, eh? Cheers. Oh my god. I tell you what, the funniest moment of the race was I was running up this hill. And it was like at the start, so it was like everyone was like pumped full of adrenaline and going out way faster than they should have done. And there was this dude who was running up the hill, and he was like, every footstep he was taking, he was just farting. Like he would go like, just like acting like nothing happened. And I was just there behind him, like, dude, like.
So what's next?
What's next? That's a great question. What's next is that I'm gonna go home and recover, and then I'm gonna sign up for the next crazy race because that was one of the most insane experiences of my life. Like it's just so cool, and especially like the camaraderie around it as well. I haven't felt this in any other sport. Not that I've participated in many sports, but there's something about running which is so wholesome, and everyone's so supportive of each other, and we're just running out there like as a group, like everyone's chatting, and it just takes your mind off the pain, to put it bluntly. With the fact that I literally started running 3 months ago, the fact that I just done a 50k race is absolutely insane, and it's not something that's like exclusive to me. Like this is the whole reason that I want to do this, is that if you put like the time in and you choose to like disregard like the fear or like the thoughts that make you think like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough to do this or anything like that, then you can do pretty much anything, man. You can do pretty much anything. It doesn't matter what it is if you apply yourself. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. The first time I went for a run, I felt good for like half a mile, and then the rest of it was only a 3-mile run, and I was just crawling and just sweating and just like, oh no, this is abysmal. And then something about that, I was just like, yeah, let's do that again. And every time you get a little bit further and a little bit better, and you suffer like a little bit less, and then you're just like, oh wow, actually I like really enjoy this. And it's only because you get through that first bit where you're just like, oh shit, this is really difficult. But I think usually the best things in life are challenging. They're difficult. Like if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it, and that's where the reward is, I think. And the other thing is the next day that I woke up after that first run that I went on, I couldn't walk up the stairs. It felt like I'd been hit by a tractor. It felt like I got run over by a bus, and I was just walking and hobbling, and my whole body was just so broken. And I was just like, wow, if I feel like this after 3 miles, how will I feel after like X amount of miles? But your body just adapts to it so quickly. That's the thing. It's like, it's not about being genetically gifted. It's about putting the time in and putting the effort in, and you get better as you go along. But you only get to that point if you push through that first bit. Yeah.